everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to go through some do's and don'ts about posing when it comes to your special night, whether it be a formal, a prom, a 21st, or just a very special occasion or event. We want to look our best, not just with how we're dressed, but also parts of that night that we're gonna have forever. So we wanna make the most of our photos just as much as we do when it comes to our outfit. More often than not, we're gonna have like a little special clutch or a bag with us. So we wanna keep that in mind when we're posing and when we're holding the clutch. So when we hold on to our clutch, we don't want to have sort of a flat hand, sort of holding it like this. We want those fingers to remain dainty and sort of hold it like at a little bit of an angle. Instead of this, we're going to be putting our hand at an angle and having those fingers dainty. Alternatively, you can sort of hold it from underneath like so, which also looks quite nice. So yes, just be mindful about how you're holding the bag. You don't want it directly in front of you, and you also don't want that arm hiding the curve of your body. So when you hold it, you don't want your arm in front of you and hiding that curve. So you want to sort of bend that arm and have that curve of your body showing, while also maintaining sort of dainty, more elegant fingers. You could use both hands, but it does sort of look like you're cradling your bag. So ideally, you sort of just want the one hand. We're gonna start from the top here. Let's start with the head. I'm gonna put the bag down for the time being. Let's start with the head. Now, with your head, you need to think about where your light source is coming from. So if the light source is more coming from above, down on you, you wanna sort of lift your chin up to catch that light coming from above, because if you have your head down and the light's coming from above, you're going to get really heavy sort of shadows here and under. Actually, I'll show you because I have a light coming from above. So let me turn this off. All right, so I have a light coming from above now. So see, when I tilt my head down, I'm getting those sort of heavy shadows under my eyes and here around my mouth. Now look at the difference from when I start lifting my chin up. Boom, automatically glamorous, right? Be aware of where your light source is coming from. So if your light source is coming from more overhead, tilt that chin up. You don't have to worry about double chin because it's coming from above. It's going to cast a shadow here. So that's going to sort of all be in the darkness. So you can lift up your chin quite high. Then you have that sort of quite glamorous light. It's a bit of a lost cause if the light is coming directly from above here, because it doesn't matter how much you turn, unless you're walking around like this, the light's not going to be hitting your face directly. So let's say someone's about to take a photo and the light is coming from behind you or directly overhead. You can just say, oh, you know what, we'll just turn around and face the light. I often do that. If someone's taking a photo, I'll just say, oh wait, let's face this way. And then they'll move, and then you can catch that really beautiful light. So just be aware of where the light is coming from and work with it. So I, at the moment, have light coming sort of from above, so I don't want to be like, I look creepy, right? Nah. Chin up, smile. Much, much better. Always have the light sort of hitting your face directly. Don't know how many times I can go over this. Anyway, I'm gonna put this one back on. And now down to our shoulders. We don't want the shoulders rounded. We sort of want them pulled back, and that'll automatically elongate your neck and slim your whole frame. And it's just far more flattering than sort of having your shoulders out here. It just sort of broadens you, and not in a great way. Don't have your chin sort of, you know, squashed against your body. Always sort of have your chin out and down a little bit. Unless the light is coming from above, then you want to lift up. And now with our stomach, what I notice sort of gives that nice curve of the stomach is, you see in my previous videos, is just crunching and engaging that core, and that'll just pull in the obliques here and just give that curve without you needing to suck in. You don't need to like and suck in, okay? You just engage and crunch that core. That'll automatically flatten the stomach. So I'm working with the light, got my shoulders back, I've got my abs crunched, I got my bag. I'm not hiding the curve of my body, I'm letting it be shown. So you see what happens when you sort of like put your arms in front or something like this? Straight away, you're looking like a box. So having your elbows out and showing off the curves of that body, because we often think like, oh, if I come in, like I'm gonna look slimmer and better in the photos. It's the opposite. When you have your limbs actually going away from your body, it actually has the opposite effect. That's what shows off your body and is the most flattering, is having those limbs away from your body. Don't bring them in thinking you're gonna look smaller. No, you're gonna look like a box. Straight away, I've got no shape anymore. Now, for side-on photos, we don't want the shoulders too far back, because as I've explained in my previous videos, we're losing the curve of the back. So we want those arms in line with the body. We can hold our bag. This is when we can have our arms at the front like this. Okay, not for front-on photos, but for side-on photos. Okay, because we're still seeing the curve at the front and we're seeing the curve at the back here. All right, don't bring your arm too far back. Don't bring it too far forward. Keep it in line with your torso. Got birds going crazy outside, you can hear all that tweeting. I bend the front leg, so the leg that's closest to the camera I have bent. It just sort of pops the booty a little bit more. And sort of looking over the shoulder or tilting the head back a bit as well. If you've got your hair down, you've got beautiful long flowing hair that looks really gorgeous, sort of tilting your head back a bit. Or you can sort of be peeking over your shoulder a little bit like so. Don't sort of strain your neck, because what will happen is it will actually sort of broaden. So keep the neck quite relaxed. Now, if you have someone next to you, when you place your arm around them, try not to, especially if it's a girl, have your hand sitting around the curve of their waist, because what you do by doing that is you hide the curve of their waist. So have your, you can be hugging them, but don't have your hand sort of coming around them at all. Sort of have it just, I end up placing my hand like on the bum of whoever I'm hugging, just so it doesn't sort of show around and hide their curves. So I sort of, I hold them, but I don't have that arm coming around and I don't have my hand interfering with the curves of their body. And if someone does that to you, grab their hand, stick it on your booty. Unless you really don't want that to happen, then just stick it on your lower back. It's okay sort of their hand coming around and holding your hip as well, but when it's up here, it really does interfere with your shape. Now, for full-length photos, so our dresses will always be different. This dress has got 2 slits. So depending on which side I'm posing, I'm gonna have that leg, I don't want it just straight. That's not a bad pose, but I normally sort of just bring it in and have that knee just bent like so. I loosen my ankle, so there's a little bit of a bend in my ankle as well. And then you've got that beautiful sort of S shape with your leg. And especially if you have sort of both legs showing. So let's say you're wearing sort of a shorter dress like this. You don't want to sort of just be standing with both legs just parallel to each other. You want to put the weight in one of the legs, and whatever leg doesn't have the weight in it, you bend that knee and bring it over the other one. And let's say you're doing a side-on photo. Once again, you can have that arm on the side here. Have that arm on the side, not interfering with the curve of your body. Instead of the side of your foot facing the camera, I sort of turn my foot. Even if I'm on the side, I turn my foot so that just the front of it's pointing a little bit more towards the camera. And that sort of makes the foot look a little bit smaller, because otherwise if your foot's directly to the side, on the side facing the camera, the foot looks quite big and draws a lot of the attention away from the rest of the photo. So just when you turn that foot towards the camera a little bit, it makes also your leg look longer. There we go. So that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Let me know if I've missed anything, because I would love to do updates of these videos in the future as well. I'll also have things come to mind. I'll be like, oh, I should have put that in. But yeah, let me know what the feedback is, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.